Highland cattle are a heritage breed originating in the Western Isles of Scotland. They are known for their hardy nature due to their thick, shaggy coat and ability to browse for food in steep mountain areas. To learn more about this mountaintop breed, we ventured to the municipal district of Foothills. It's here we discovered the headquarters of MacKillop Natural Highland Beef.
Hello, I'm Larry MacKillop, co-owner of MacKillop Natural Highland Beef.
Hi, I'm Lloyd MacKillop. I'm a Highland beef producer.
I'm Renee MacKillop and I'm a third-generation farmer.
Back in 1926, Rod MacKillop moved from Cape Breton to the Nanton district to work on a thrashing team. His hard work enabled him to purchase a farm off the Pat Burns estate, just west of High River. It was on this historic homestead that he and his wife Cecilia raised their family of 10 kids, all the while running their commercial cattle ranching business.
This is what we now call the Holiday Ranch. It's where my grandparents raised their 10 kids and where my parents raised myself and my brother and sister.
A lot of the buildings were built by Pat Burns crews. There's nothing like a unique, real McCoy barn. I mean, you very seldom see a hip-style barn anymore because they're not feasible to build. Where we had one, and by just doing what we could to restore it, we still use it to this day. We use it almost every day with our horses or cattle if we have to. Renee uses it now, and it's great to see her using it. She's got her horse in there. She was in there yesterday sweeping out the floors and whatnot. It's good to see. The school was actually on a neighbor's place to the half mile to the east of mine. It was called the Lower Tongue Creek School. The neighbor didn't want it anymore. It was in the way of a farming operation they had going there. So we lifted it up and moved it over to our farm site, put it beside a pond that we have that we stock with trout. We use it now for skating parties in the wintertime. They have skating parties on the pond that we have there. People come out and stay there fishing. It's just a great place to go for a barbecue or whatever you want to do.
Our family's always been into mixed farming, so doing a grain operation as well as cattle. And then just recently we started the Natural Highland Beef business with my uncle as well.
We got into them because my dad had cattle all his life, most of his life, really enjoyed the cattle, and Lloyd and he did cattle together, and then a few years back Lloyd sold his herd, and I think he missed the cows because when this Highland herd came along, he got pretty excited buying, so he and I got this herd together, and it's been very interesting. They're nice animals, and it kind of justifies the place. We really have this land. We should have some animals here.
From the High River homestead, we journey south to the Nanton district. It's here, in a region carved by the last glacial melt 10,000 years ago, we discovered the magnificent Pine Coulee.
We have so much history here with starting with the natives. We've always known that there was some petroglyphs there on the rock. Our different people, different interpretations of them. The head of the Alberta Museum, Provincial Museum, thinks they were painted between 200 and 1700 before the natives had horses. Blackfoot friend of mine said he believes it's the wedding of Nappy, who was a historical figure to the Blackfoot people. And I kind of like that story better. Another Blackfoot friend of mine said, you know, that's a natural buffalo jump there, way the hill funnels down. A few years ago, our neighbor was digging just below a spring, and lo and behold, he found a whole bunch of buffalo skulls. About 1880, there was a fellow named Bond set up a whiskey still, and he was caught after Jerry Potts, a famous Indian scout, took the Northwest Mounted Police there, and they made their first arrest in Alberta right at that spot.
We're raising the Highlands naturally, so meaning without antibiotics, without hormones. We don't brand them, and they only get a diet of fresh grass. Pine Coulee is all native grassland, and it's really high hilltops. And so the Highland cattle, like their name says, have a tendency to graze the tops of the hills, whereas other cattle won't. And they also browse on other bushes and brush and that sort of thing. And so they're really efficient down there.
They fit well. They fit really well with this terrain that we have here in Nanton. They live here year-round. They're very hardy cattle. They can look after themselves. They still need to be checked on, and in severe weather we need to feed them, which we do. But we've kind of set up a program now where we can keep them here year-round. This quarter section that we're standing on here now, for instance, we don't pasture it in the summertime. We keep them locked out of here, and in the wintertime we swath it and let them swath graze, and they look after themselves quite well. When we first got the Highlands, I would come down looking for them in a snowstorm because I was worried about them, and they'd be grazing when I found them. They weren't too concerned at all about the weather. They're not as fussy a grazer as most cattle. They'll eat pretty much anything, not anything, but they'll eat forage that other animals might not.
They just have a real nice temperament in spite of the horns. You know, they're very, very gentle animals, and just nice to be around. And of course, we're Scottish, half Scottish, so there's a nice, like them, we trace our genes back to the Highlands of Scotland, so it seems to fit.
One of our challenges has been growing our herd, because obviously we don't have access to other breeders necessarily close by, and so that's been one thing. But we are just trying to stay small and kind of stay true to the values behind what we're doing, and so that means kind of growing it slowly and learning how to do it right.
The Highland beef is quite lean because they have 2 coats of hair. They don't put down a back fat, which makes their meat a lot leaner. Some studies have claimed as much as 38%. They're lower also because of that in cholesterol. Their meat is still marbled. It's a finer grain meat, but it's still well marbled. It's a good meat. The disadvantages why I think you don't see more Highlands than you do is because they're a slow-growing animal and they're not a big carcass. It takes us 18 months to 2 years to produce a good grass-finished animal, and that just doesn't fit with the trade with people who are trying to produce as much. It's a bit of a unique product that we're putting out, but because it's grass-finished and because we're doing the grass-finished and they don't get fat, we can leave them out there for 2 years and they won't get too fat. It's still a good meat, lean meat. So Highlands fit the bill well.
Highland beef is really, my dad says, it's the way beef used to taste when he was growing up. So it's really going back to that idea of eating, letting the animals eat what they're intended to eat, which is grass, and then also having a product that has all the health benefits of that. And so I really enjoy Highland beef because I can feel really good about where it came from and how it was raised and the health benefits. And then it also has great flavor and tenderness. We get lots of comments from our customers that they enjoy how tender it is. And I think, no doubt, the best way to enjoy Highland beef is a Highland burger. I'm really fortunate to have the chance to work with my uncle and my dad and learn from them, and also bring my own skills. We respect our agricultural heritage and traditions. We're not afraid to try new practices to improve the way we farm. My family has done an amazing job of making the farm a great place to work and live, as well as a great place for others to visit and for others to enjoy too. We value the land and good health and good food, which is why we started raising Highland cattle to begin with. It is also really amazing to share a meal with my family from the garden and from our farm, knowing that we're consuming good food. And it's even better to be able to share that with other people.
Lloyd's always the one that says never get in business with brothers, so but we seem to be doing quite well. Renee's doing a great job selling the beef, and so it does work out really nicely.
The amazing thing about grass-based farming is that it uses rudiment animals and the sun in a closed-loop system to convert forages into sustainably produced and nutritious food. MacKillop Natural Highland Beef is sold directly through their website, with orders taken in the spring and ready for pickup in the fall.